What's up guys, my name is Cook5 and welcome back to an episode of the FC25 Tenerife Career Mode. Before we do get into this video, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. I know I mention it many times in my videos, but over 80% of you are currently unsubscribed to the channel, so if you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, it does me a massive favour and I'll very much appreciate you. We start off today's episode still in the transfer market, and one player that I looked in was Stanis Ndumbo. Obviously, to the injury of Amid Diallo, we need some sort of cover. He can play cam, he can play left mid, and he can play right mid. Very versatile for a lot of positions that we potentially need, and I feel like he's a great improvement on a lot of players that we don't have at this moment in time. Being a cam, he's 70 rated, 22 years of age, he's got a lot of pace, a lot of dribbling ability, and he can definitely find these throw it away in front of goal. I'm not too sure how much game time he'll get. I will see how he kind of goes on from there, and if he impresses, then we'll kind of go from there. He only wants a rotation on the squad role, and he wants a lengthy contract, so we're all for it in fairness, and his current wage isn't that pricey either, so I feel like it's a deal that works for us really, really well. Really unfortunate that the case where Amid Diallo did get injured, but in fairness, it probably suits us quite well, it being able to kind of bring someone in. It's another cam, so we've got competition there for Alvarez and Pereira. He can also play on the wing if we ever need it due to injury. So Ndumo is a Tenerife player. He comes over to the Canary Islands from Sevilla, and he will wear the number 27 shirt. It's a very easy deal. It's a low fee, 3 million in the end to Sevilla. I feel like it's a really, really good deal, that's for sure. But we have our first game of the season now versus Real Betis away from home, a team that we finished the season against last season. They did very, very well, so I'm hoping that that is the case this time round. You just never know facing teams in La Liga. There's a lot of depth of field where you can come up against some strong sides, and Real Betis is definitely one of them. As much as we got a good result against them last season, there's no saying that that's going to happen this season. This is the lineup. Managon in goal, back four of Hall, Kouassi, Vasquez and Rodriguez, Liso, Iqbal, Rig and Cruz, Pereira just ahead, and Senhaji as the lone striker there. Iqbal and Lewis Hall making their debuts there as we look to be able to switch up the side due to fitness reasons after that victory against Manchester City in the Super Cup. Looking forward to this one. A few changes than I expected, but let's get into it. The schedule's going to be very tight, so I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of rotation throughout the time in this save. Fornals looks to be able to see if he can get the ball into the area, but unfortunately it was saved by Malagon as Cruz looks to be able to burst on the right hand side. His time to shine potentially with Diallo injured there as he looks to be able to find his teammate Yanis and Haji. Finds him in good space there. He looks to be on one on with the keeper, and that's a super save, putting it out for a corner kick. Decent start, but fairly slow at the same time as we reach the 23rd minute. Not much really happening in this tie as of yet as Real Betis look to be able to play it around. Winkler finding a Vela there with a lovely chance to find Pablo Fornals. The ex-West Ham man gets a shot off, and he forces Malagon into a top save, and that will be a corner kick, which they do play short there as Giovanni Lo Celso loses out on possession to Luzmi Cruz as he uses his pace to be able to burst down the right hand side. Looks to be that he's going to get a fair bit of support at the same time. Luzmi Cruz striding forward. Luzmi Cruz is one-on-one. He's got a chance here, and he gets his goal. Real Betis 0, Tenerife 1, and Luzmi Cruz opens up the scoring on the first day of the Liga as he celebrates in front of the opposing fans. A lovely attacking move, and fair play to him from winning the ball in such a dangerous area for Real Betis in fairness. Did really well, and he had a lot to do on that right hand side, and he's done it perfectly. He slots it into the bottom corner, and we now are ahead there. 30 minutes on the clock. At least we've got a goal to our name. Can we continue it? Pablo Fornals on the left hand side looking to burst down to the middle there, as you can see, but he has to go back to Perud. Carvalho on the ball now as he looks to be able to assess his options. Back to Perud it goes on the left hand side, cuts in on the right, finds Pablo once again. Fornals now trying to get a ball off. Rodriguez intercepted initially there. Advantage being played after a payment on Fornals. Lo Celso on the ball does really well in the position as he puts himself into a great kind of ideal location. Villa now back heeling it to Lo Celso, and that's what you call a training ground move. Real Betis 1 and Tenerife 1, and they are now back into proceedings there. Lovely back heel to Giovanni Lo Celso, and the former Tottenham man is managed to net it home and get his goal. That back heel sublime in fairness, catching us out really well. Malagon tries to rush out, but not to be done on that occasion. 42 minutes on the clock. Both sides have scored, but Real Betis look to be able to gain momentum here as we lose out on a really dangerous position. Lo Celso in again here. The keeper rushes out. He looks to cheap over the keeper, and gone from being 1-0 up, we are now 2-1 down. Giovanni Lo Celso getting his second goal of the game, and that's a very sublime finish. Very cool, calm and collected. I would have shown you the replay, but EA completely cut it out for whatever reason. We're going to make some substitutions though regardless, with Senhaji coming off the pitch for Aguilar as he makes his Liga debut, with Diarra also coming on for Iqbal, just trying to freshen it up in the midfield, a few more ideas because it seems to be that we're running out of a few in this tie. I know we've made changes, I know we've got an injury in Diallo, but there's no kind of way that we shouldn't be winning this game as Adrian Liso makes a run on the left hand side straight away there, looking to get the ball into the area. It's Aguilar with a great chance there as it thumps it against the keeper, making a top save, making himself nice and big in the challenge, and he gets it out of the way in the end. 51 minutes on the clock, we've had a chance early on in the second half. Can we build on that? Perud on the left hand side looking to be able to see if he can burst down there, finding Lo Celso as he chips the ball into the middle. Vasquez deals with it initially, finding his teammate Malagon there as he looks to clear it out of lines there. As you can see, there's still kind of a bit of momentum there for Real Betis to be able to do something in this moment in time, as Giovanni Lo Celso had two. Could he get a third? But he fancied finding a Villiers. It's Winkler and he gets his goal. It's Real Betis 3, Tenerife 1, and it looks to be that we're going to be heading for a loss in the first game of the season. Lovely move from Betis once again there. Kouassi being completely caught out. Haven't been impressed by his performance whatsoever. It's been very lacklustre in fairness, and hopefully he can buck up his ideas, because I have not been impressed by any means whatsoever. As we get things kicked off, we look for a straight immediate reaction there as Liso finds Aguilar. He does really well with the pass and he does well with the finish, but it won't count. Aguilar ruled offside, and unfortunately the game still stays 3-1. 62 minutes on the clock, and it just feels like there's no sort of sign of us getting back into this tie in fairness. Really hard to do anything in the moment because Real Betis are dominating, and as you can see they've got another chance. Avila on the ball finding his teammate there with a lovely 1-2, and they're very lucky to not be 4-1 up as Kouassi does make way for Leon. Really poor performance for himself, and I can only feel like we've been susceptible at the back due to his recent performance in this game. Hopefully Leon will steady the ship and we might be able to get things back on terms there as they take the short corner. Lo Celso's trying to burst around the defenders, and he does well at doing so in fairness. Chris Rigg looking to be able to come out and get the challenge as we now look to be able to push him out of our half now. As you can see, Chris Rigg trying to get the challenge in, he just can't seem to do so. Leon with a solid challenge though, he gets straight into this tie, finding his teammate Diarra to Liso. As you can see, runs are being made, Aguilar being one of them, Dylan Pereira also, but he fancies Liso on the left hand side. He looks to make a 1-2, he finds the gap. Aguilar's had one chance, can he get another one here? And he has got his goal. It's his first Liga goal of his professional career, and it's Real Betis 3, Tenerife 2. There's 20 minutes left in game, and we've been given a lifeline to potentially get back into this tie. Hopefully that's going to be the case, but I just don't feel like it at this moment in time. It's been very, very tough in this game. Hats off to Aguilar coming off the bench though for Senhaji. He's done really well in that moment, and it is now 3-2, but we've only a few moments left and we haven't created anything to be able to say that we're worthy of this point here. As you can see, as Real Betis looks to go on the attack. Avila now striding forward. Leon with a lovely challenge once again. He steadied the ship in fairness. I wish I kind of started him with the performance that he put in compared to Kouassi, but full-time whistle had been blown and it seemed to be too little too late for ourselves to get back into the tie, and it's a very poor way of starting the season. It's a very unexpected way that we started the season. Yes, we didn't have our strongest side to face Real Betis, but at the end of the day I expected much better, and unfortunately we didn't get that on this particular opportunity. It's one of those, we had plenty of chances to be able to kind of put the game to bed at one point, and we had plenty of moments where defending was really poor, but at the same time that one didn't happen, and Real Betis did the best job they possibly could and they got their win, and hats off to them. Leslie Cruz mentioning that he was very happy to play in that tie. It was just a disappointing result, but he did do a very good game by getting his goal, and I feel like he'll be very good for the moment where Diallo is obviously injured. But we need to get back into action as we have a home tie, our first home game of the season, facing newly promoted side Real Oviedo. And if you were looking at the first episode, we have a former teammate of Adrian Guerrero now playing for Oviedo. If you have missed any episodes, just check my description in this video and I have a link to every single episode so you never miss one. So if you've missed a few or whatever, you can go back onto them. But this is the lineup: Malagon in goal, back four of Cancelo, Spilios, Bisek and Mikic, midfield of James Buadidi, Ruiz and Liso, just ahead Alvarez, and the lone striker of Geraldo Becker. Fairly strong side in fairness, so let's hope we can do something in this moment in time, and let's hope we can be able to kind of get our first win of the season and get this game done and dusted. As you can see, João Cancelo bursting down the left hand side, doing really well for himself there, as you can see, turning his man. I thought he might have a chance to shoot, but not to be, as Paulinho now on the right hand side looks to find his teammate in the middle. Saïd now striding forward, and Oviedo looks strong in the attack there as Estrada on the ball, finding his teammate Paulinho. Bearing in mind we played them in the second division of the Liga, we know what to expect, but they have improved, that's for sure, by coming up into the ranks, as Bisek makes a good interception, bursting it onto the right of Liso, making a 1-2 with Carlos Alvarez. Liso with a bursting run there, and we put a lovely ball over to Liso. He's only got the keeper to beat, and of course he does so. It's Adrian Liso that gets his first goal of the season. It's Tenerife 1, Real Oviedo 0, and that is a very good way of opening up the scoring in the first 11 minutes played in this tie. Lovely attacking move, and that ball from Carlos Alvarez is what we've been seeing for numerous numerous seasons while he's been a Tenerife player. Lovely ball into the middle. He's taken his touch and he's absolutely thumped it on his left. Keeper had no chance in that sort of range, and we now are ahead. So a decent start to this tie, but we started when the last tie. Can we kind of build on that, and can we see the game through there as Lemos on the right hand side trying to see if we can get a ball down to Paulinho on the right there, as you can see. Ball into the middle. It's a lovely ball for Saib there. Chance for Saib, and that is a strong challenge from João Cancelo, not committing a foul and only giving away a corner kick. Looks to be the short corner is to be played there, as you can see, as Paulinho picks it up on the short. Does well in fairness, but Daniel James getting strong on the challenge, and he does very well to be able to burst down the left hand side. We know what James is capable of, and that's pace, and he's done so well to be able to get into the position. He's got past all the defenders. He's only got the keeper to beat. It's rustled off the bar, hit the goal line, and they have cleared it. How that has not gone in, I am not too sure. It looked to be closer than going in than it was going out. Unbelievable stuff. We win back the ball though as Carlos Alvarez misplaces the pass. Now Paulinho on the right hand side finds Saib there. Many in support, as you can see, as Paulinho looks to make a bright move there on the right hand side. He's been very good on that right hand side for Oviedo, and I can only think how we're not 2-0 up at this moment in time, and will we live to regret that one. Saib now finding his teammate Paulinho as they look to be able to charge down in numbers. Ball played into the box. Estrada is there. He looks to be able to see if he can offload it to a teammate. He finds Saib, and he has got his goal. It's Tenerife 1, Real Oviedo 1, and I'm really ruing to regret that particular opportunity that Daniel James had. He couldn't have done any more in that scenario. It was more based on luck, in fairness, and it was unlucky on that particular scenario. It was a good game from good ball, from Real Oviedo to be able to kind of get the ball moving and go on the counter, and they definitely made the most of that particular opportunity, and they are now level. 28 minutes on the clock, and we're looking to be able to see if we can fight back. Espilias fancies his chances going forward, and he's done very well at doing so. Lovely attacking move. He finds Geraldo Becker, and just like that, we are back ahead. It hasn't taken us long to do so, and thank God it hasn't, because I was really thinking to start. Are we going to be starting this season in this sort of fashion? And I was hoping not. Geraldo Becker makes amends, and we are back ahead in this tie just before the break. A lovely move from Spiliers, and that was all Spiliers in fairness, shimmying past to the attackers like he was he was one himself in fairness. So well done, and we are now in front for another time in this fixture. 33 minutes on the clock. Oviedo still fancy their chances of striding forward, looking to find former teammate Adrian Guerrero, but Spiliers once again strong in the challenge, and he's had a good game so far. Liso now looking to turn past his man. He does so well to get into the gap, finding Geraldo Becker. Alvarez and support on the right hand side as the number 8 for Tenerife looks to be able to see if he can find the gap to Geraldo. Tries to win the ball, but not to be done as Liso follows it up with a header. Tries to knock it onto Alvarez, but he wins back the ball after a tackle. Geraldo Becker's in support, but Alvarez fancies it for himself. Super save from the keeper once again there, keeping his side within reach of winning this game or tying as it's reaching the 40th minute mark there. Spiliers with a loose ball as Oviedo tried to get something from Estrada there, finding teammate Guerrero there with an opportunity. We know what he's capable of. He finds a decent ball to Saib, and that's a very stupid save from Malagon. Quick on his toes, and a super save, I have to say, as now Combalato looks to be able to put the ball into the area. Al Hassani is there, trying to get the ball clear, and it definitely does happen as Marcel Ruiz latches onto it. And can we hit them on the break? As you can see, Carlos Alvarez in support, and he's onside. He's one-on-one with the keeper. If he can get to that particular opportunity before the defenders catch up, he is going to be one-on-one, and of course he puts it into the back of the net. It's Tenerife 3, Oviedo 1, and that's given us a massive advantage going into the second half. A 2-goal advantage, in fact, and he celebrates with the home support there. Very good move from the corner once again. We're very good at doing that and hitting teams on the break with the pace that we have got injected in this side. It works in our favour so well, and Carlos Alvarez is not missing no ones any time soon. Into the second half we now go. It's sort of slowed down in the start of it, to be honest, but Real Oviedo looking to do something. And do you recognise this player? Hassan. He's still at Real Oviedo. I'm pretty sure we sold him in our second season as coach, but it's really surprising to see him still there, and hopefully he does well in the big leagues for Real Oviedo. As Becker on the ball, finding his teammate Adrian Lisa there with a chance to be able to burst down the right. He's been really good on that right, to be honest, creating a lot of avenues. It chips it over, and that is a super finish from Geraldo Becker. I'm pretty sure that's his second of the game, adding to Adrian Lisa and Carlos Alvarez's efforts to make it Tenerife 4, Real Oviedo 1. And you could probably say game done and dusted, but I don't want to tempt fate at this moment in time. Just want to get the game dusted and want to be able to have it where we've got our first 3 points of the season, and we can kind of move on from there and hopefully build on it in the moment. With 73 minutes left on the clock, the game was very much slowed down at this moment in time. Real Oviedo looked to have accepted fate, and we seem to be on the march for 3 points. As Hassan now on the ball though, trying to find his teammate Saeed, and he definitely does that, but a solid challenge from Mikic, it has to be said, finding his teammate Adrian Liso. Seems to be the real output on that right hand side. He plays a lovely ball over to Carlos Alvarez, and he's got the pace to latch onto it and also the strength. He looks to be able to square it. He finds Geraldo Becker, and that's what you call a superb move. Tenerife 5, Real Oviedo 1. Becker will be taking away the match ball in this tie, and that looks to be game set and the match. Really, really good move from Liso to be able to find Carlos Alvarez, and we have to say hats off to Mikic for winning the challenge initially. Ball over the top to Alvarez. He chests it down really well to feet. He squares it across. Becker does really well in that moment. It looks a very much easier goal than it actually is. He has to kind of align his body to be able to shoot, and he does really well finding the bottom corner, and it is a superb effort, that's for sure. So we look to make some substitutions. Geraldo Becker coming off the pitch for Aguilar there, as we look to be able to bring on Ndumo for Alvarez, and Buadidi coming off the pitch also for Diarra, as we make 3 changes with 10 minutes left to play in this tie. Looking to see the game out. In fairness, we know that realistically we've got the game done and dusted. It's just the case of kind of getting ourselves over the line without conceding any more goals than we already have in this tie. Saeed looks to find Guerrero on the left hand side. We've kept him quiet, in fairness. Saeed has had another chance there as Malagon makes a top save, but yeah, I was expecting Guerrero to be a bit more active in the tie, in fairness, but it wasn't to be, as we look to go on their counter attack, and Dumo getting his first touches there, as you can see, with Aguilar in support. He's had 1 goal to his name. Can he get a second in his second appearance? But not to be there, as you can see, as he makes a top save from the Real Oviedo keeper. 5 minutes left on the clock, and we know that we're going to get this game done and dusted. It's been a very dominant tie for ourselves. We've dominated a lot of possession, passing, in defensive wise we've looked really strong, and attacking we look unstoppable, and it's exactly the Tenerife that we know, not the one that we previously played against Real Betis, that's for sure, because we've been a completely different side. As Daniel James now wins the ball on the left hand side, still got some pace in him there as he finds Ndumo in a bit of space there, and Ndumo striding forward, he cuts inside on the right, and I'm liking the look of him, that's for sure, as he looks to be able to take on their whole defence there, looking for an option as he finds Adrian Lisa on the right hand side. Back to Ndumbo it goes there with a chance there, as you can see, as he looks to skip past the defenders, but not to be on that particular occasion, and unfortunately play has been escorted out of play there. Valiso now getting the ball back, and it's a lovely win back. Ruiz finds Ndumbo, and Ndumbo nearly finds the back of the net there as the keeper saves. It looks to be cleared, only +1 on the clock, and the referee has blown the final whistle in this game. It's Tenerife 5, Real Oviedo 1, an absolute dominant performance against newly promoted Real Oviedo, and I have to say from minute 1 to minute 90 we look very, very cool, calm and collected. Even when they equalised, we went straight back up the other end of the pitch and we scored, and we built on that, and it's exactly what matters, and we've done really well in that moment. Hats off to Geraldo Becker, 3 attempts, 3 goals, an absolute superb performance up front. And hats off also to Adrian Liso and Carlos Alvarez for their respective goals and efforts. A top performance, and we're going to have to bring that into this game as we have a massive tie, the first big one of the season, as we face Atletico Madrid away from home at the Wanda Metropolitan. Looking forward to this one, that's for sure. It's going to be a hard tie against Atletico Madrid. We know what to expect. We faced them on many of an occasion, but can we get the job done? That is the big question. Obviously, with rotation, this is the lineup. Malagon in goal, Hall, Leon, Kouassi and Rodriguez as the back four, with Ndumbo, Rig, Diarra and Cruz in the middle. Alvarez just ahead, and Geraldo Becker as the lone striker. A few changes, and Dumbo's going to switch to the left hand side to see how he favours with the back four with Kouassi and Leon. Hopefully that will kind of steady the ship. I'm not too sure at this moment in time, but yeah, I'm just hoping at that moment it will kind of steady the ship. I can only hope so, because our defensive performance against Real Betis was not good enough, that's for sure. But in the first 2 minutes we're all being tested there as Tonali flips it over to Molina on the right hand side. Advantage being played after an impediment on Tonali, I can only assume there, as Molina looks to get past Ndumbo, and he does really well there, and he's also done well to find Chris Rigg there as he looks to be able to go back to Ndumbo, but he finds Geraldo Becker instead, and he makes a lovely move, and Ndumbo in support. Geraldo Becker is there, and it's a lovely shot, and it's also a lovely goal passing Jan Oblak. 5 minutes played in this time. Tenerife have already found the back of the net. It's Atletico Madrid 0, Tenerife 1. It seems to be that things are working in our favour, and I'm not too sure if you've noticed in recent moments, but we have changed the formation over to a 4-3-3 attack. We've gone back to the original formation that we did play, and it seems to be attacking wise we've definitely had more options with the wingers dropping forward instead of dropping back, and it kind of works in our favour massively, that's for sure, and it's made a great start for this tie, that's for sure. We're 7 minutes on the clock for Atletico, looking to fight back straight away. Luis Openda on the ball there with an opportunity to find his teammate, and he does exactly that, and Malagon forced into the save as Atletico Madrid get their first corner of the game there. Corner whips into the air, it's a decent ball I have to say, but we look to latch onto it and clear our lines as Diarra nods it onto Ndumbo there, and Ndumbo getting absolutely completely taken out there. Referee's not interested in giving a card, but he has issued a free kick, and it looks to be the end end of that particular attack for ourselves. Kwasi plays it short to Diarra from the free kick, finding Rodriguez on the right hand side. Options are on the right, but he fancies the middle instead as Diarra switches to play. Lovely ball to Lewis Hall there, as you can see. Hopefully he can kind of fill the boots of João Cancelo. As much as he's got a lot of talent, it's a big boost to fill, that's for sure. And Dumbo's played in on the left hand side. He's been very active in this first half there, as with an opportunity to be able to find his teammate to Gerardo Becker. He looks to be able to find Ndumbo once again. He looks to be able to see if he can offload it. He holds his own. He finds Alvarez. Alvarez with a chance now, and that is a very, very good chance missed in that moment. But very impressed by Ndumbo. It seems to be very versatile and works in both in the middle and on the wing. Hopefully we'll be able to see more from him, that's for sure. It's 17 minutes on the clock. Atletico Madrid still looking to fight back, and they might have a great chance here. Openda waltzing through the defence. He finds Victor Gyökeres, put it on to Saul. Why they haven't shot, I'm not too sure, but back to Victor Gyökeres, and you was only known that was resulting in a goal. Very good effort, I have to say, and unfortunately we are now level in the tie. It was definitely coming. Atletico Madrid put the pressure on, but it's been a very much end-to-end game. But as we get things kicked off, we're looking to go on the attack straight away. As Ndumbo on the left-hand side, finding his teammate Gerardo Becker as he skips past his man, does really well in fairness, and Gerardo Becker doing Gerardo Becker things. It's Atletico Madrid 1, Tenerife 2, and he's absolutely got his shooting boots on in his last two fixtures, that's for sure, because that's 5 goals in 2 for him now, and he is proving to be an absolute menace in front of goal as we celebrate for another time in this fixture, and we lead for a second time also in this fixture. Really, really happy with the movement made in that moment as he puts it into the top corner, and that's an instant fight back against the opposition Atletico Madrid. With 21 minutes on the clock, we've already found ourselves 3 goals in this tie. Can, with any side, get any more? Let's see now as Atletico Madrid playing it around. Saul on the ball, finding his teammate Tonali. Tonali now looking to see what he can do as he finds Victor Gyökeres then with a lovely effort, but it's straight into the palms of Malagon's hands there, with Victor Gyökeres now going the attack once again, finding Saul as Lewis Hall makes a really good challenge, and he makes himself really strong in the challenge also, shrugging off Shaw and finding a lovely bit of passing as he finds Becker. Becker to back to Hall. This is a lovely attacking move. Lewis Hall one-on-one, and he absolutely skies it. Unfortunately, it's not someone that you realistically want in front of goal 24/7, and that was the end of the half in that particular moment there. As we go into the second, we get things kicked off there as Carlos Alvarez makes a 1-2 with Gerardo Becker. Becker chipping it over to Alvarez, and he nods it on. He's got a lovely chance, and what a start to the second half. It's Atletico Madrid 1, Tenerife 3, and we are back into this game with a 2-goal advantage now. I felt like we was never out of it, but you just feel like a little bit more comfortable getting that 2-goal advantage, that's for sure. And Carlos Alvarez getting another goal in this game there, as you can see. The movement to be able to kind of put it down to his feet and absolutely belt it past Jan Oblak is absolutely sublime. The professionalism that he's shown in this moment and the quality that he's shown also is definitely clear. And unfortunately, EA just cutting out the highlight once again, which is really frustrating in fairness. But yeah, it's one of those. And we are absolutely loving life at this moment in time as Atletico makes some substitutions. They're looking to be able to see if they can get themselves back into this game. As Costas now finding Malwisa at the back as they look to be able to kind of go from forward to back there, back to forward there. Tonali on the middle, finding his teammate, and as you can see, Openda on the ball. He looks to find a teammate, finding Victor Gyökeres there. Victor Gyökeres with a chance. He finds Openda, and he has got a goal, and it's going to be Tenerife 3, Atletico Madrid 2, and they are back into proceedings with only a 1-goal advantage standing in between the two sides, and it's a very sublime finish. Attacking wise, they seem to be unstoppable in fairness. The way they move the ball so quickly and run into decent moves in the channels and everything else is really well thought out, and Diogo Simeone has obviously got a top side upon his helm, that's for sure. As we get things kicked off for another time in this fixture, Carlos Alvarez loses the ball straight away as Luis Openda looks to be able to get on possession, and now they look to go forward and get a third potentially, but a lovely challenge from David Rodriguez finding his teammate Gerardo Becker. Not many in support, but a run has been made on the right hand side, but he fancies Ndumbo on the left hand side instead as Ndumbo charges at the defenders there with a lovely pass to Gerardo Becker. Becker's in here, Gerardo Becker, and he's got his goal. It's a hat-trick for Becker, 2 hat-tricks in 2 games. It's Atletico Madrid 2, Tenerife 4, and there's no stopping that man, Gerardo Becker. That's why he's got the number 9 shirt now. That is why he's our main striker. He might be 32 years old, and he might be declining in a few seasons, but at the end of the day, he's still scoring goals. He's still got the pace, and he's still got the moves to be able to kind of break teams apart and do what he does best, and that is score goals. A lovely effort on his left foot there, rifling past Jan Oblak, a really, really good finish, and we now have our 2-goal advantage back. But I feel like there's more goals in this game because this game is absolutely hectic. 6 goals so far as we reach the 60th minute mark with half an hour left to play. As Victor Gyökeres now looks for an opportunity, but Leon with a challenge finding Ndumbo on the left hand side, and Ndumbo now with a run on the left trying to find his teammate Gerardo Becker once again there as he holds up play. Carlos Alvarez is there as he puts it back to Becker. As you can see, Ndumbo making a run on the left, and that run is sublime there, looking to be able to see if he can cut, and he does exactly that. Lovely skillful from Ndumbo. Initial shot blocked, but it falls back onto Ndumbo as he nods it onto Hall, and he plays it back to Ndumbo there on the left-hand side. And Ndumbo then fancy a chance, maybe potentially, as he looks to be able to see if he can get a ball into the area, but not to be on that occasion. There is Ndumbo now with a chance to see what he can do in this moment as the ball is whipped in. What a ball! And that was a nil acrobatic finish from Carlos Alvarez. The ball from Ndumbo was sublime, and how that hasn't gone in that moment, I'm not too sure. But now Atletico Madrid trying to play it out. But as you can see, Diarra with a solid challenge in the middle, looking to find a teammate, Chris Rigg in the middle as he looks to play it over to the left, and Ndumbo once again, third time lucky potentially as he plays a 1-2 with Chris Rigg there as he plays him in on the left hand side. He cuts in on the right, getting past one. He cuts in on the left, puts in two. He cuts in on the right, and he gets his goal. Atletico Madrid 2, Tenerife 5. And have we found ourselves a gem in the 22-year-old former Sevilla man, Ndumbo? What a player this seems to work out to be. He's so versatile and he offers us so much. And that particular move there and then just goes to show his class that he possesses on the pitch. Really, really well done from Ndumbo. I have to say, that individual bit of brilliance. He had so many opportunities in that moment where he had his shot blocked. He then had a cross there. He could have had an assist. And then he has his goal. Substitution to be made there as Sanhaji comes on for Becker. And Dylan Pereira also on for Carlos Alvarez, with the final substitution being Rob Cameron for Chris Rigg. 19 minutes left to play in this tie. As much as we've got a decent advantage, we need to hold our own and we need to see the game out, in fairness. We know Atletico Madrid are quite capable of getting a few goals back, and this is another chance, and that is another goal. Victor Gocares with the goal there, as you can see, and that is now Atletico Madrid 3, Tenerife 5. Unbelievable stuff this is, and so many goals floating in. There's 8 goals so far in this tie. I can only feel like there's some more to come. Every attack that both sides seem to have, it seems to be that they could easily score. It's absolutely mental, in fairness. But 76 minutes on the clock. Atletico Madrid feel like they've got some sort of fight back in them, as Gocares now looking to find a teammate. He finds Luis Openda there with a chance. He shimmies past Kouassi, but that's a solid challenge, I have to say. Hall looks to clear as it's nodded back down to Hall there from his teammate Rob Cameron as he finds Ndumbo on the left hand side there. And Ndumbo there looking for the run for Hall, but he is depossessed, unfortunately. Victor Gocares now on the ball as he looks to get to find Openda, and he does exactly that, and that's a super save from Malagon, I have to say. Rodriguez now finding it on the right hand side, back onto Luzmi Cruz, as now a run is being made from Dylan Pereira. Yanis and Hadji in support, and he looks to find Sanhaji. The pass doesn't make it, but he does intercept the play. Yanis and Hadji, and what a bit of moment that is for Yanis and Hadji. The Atletico Madrid 3, Tenerife 6. 8 minutes left to play in this tie. You can only feel like a free goal advantage is way too much for Atletico to get themselves back into this tie and realistically stamp their authority in this game. What a great goal that was from Yanis and Hadji. The pass wasn't really that from Dylan Pereira, in fairness, but he's done so well to be able to win the ball back and fight against the defenders to get his goal, and that is another one added to the tally. With 5 minutes left on the clock, I still feel like there's a goal left in this game as a ball is played into the middle. Jadon Sancho now depossessed from Diarra there as he looks to be able to follow it up, but the ball is whipped in. Leon clears. It's Tonali now, and he hits the bar. Unlucky from Tonali as it falls back out. Leon wins the header, finding Yanis and Hadji as he looks to be able to play a 1-2 with Ndumbo, but he has been intercepted there, as you can see. Now another chance for Jadon Sancho. He finds a lovely bit of space. He hits the shot. It's an easy save for Malagon. +2, and in looking for a full-time whistle to be blown at this moment in time as Victor Gocares picks up the ball. It's going to be a consolation goal if anyone scores from this point in time, as Jadon Sancho finds Costas. Now over to Sancho. Once again, it's Tonali, and it is a goal. It's Atletico Madrid 4 and Tenerife 6, and that's surely going to be it. As soon as we get to kick-off, the whistle should be blown. I'm not too fussed about that one. It's not like we were trying to keep a clean sheet. The goals have been flying in left, right and centre, and that adds to 10 goals in this game. The full-time whistle has been blown. Regardless of the 4 goals scored for Atletico Madrid, it wasn't enough for him to be able to secure victory, and we have come out on top against our opponents, Atletico. What a game that was. So many goals flying in left, right and centre. Felt like we dominated the game for large parts, in fairness, and we was in front for a majority of the game, and we did what we needed to do. Once again, 3 attempts, 3 goals. Schroeder Becker picks up his 2nd match ball in 2 games, and that is a brilliant start to the season for Gerardo, in fairness. Looking at the table, obviously we didn't start as well, but it's not been too bad. Our next game against Real Madrid, so I'm not going to simulate it at this moment in time. I'm going to wait. Elche, Legans and Real Valenciano still without a win at this moment in time there, as you can see, with Girona right down the bottom, only 1 win in 3 for themselves. Currently sitting on 6 points there, currently in 6th joint with Real Betis. Played 3, 1-2, lost 1. Only 3 points off of Real Madrid, so we're only 3 games in, so we're not even going to discuss the title at this moment in time. At least we were able to fight back from that poor start against Real Betis, and it looks to be that we're in for something this season, that's for sure. But we will wait and see. The transfer window is still open, so many things can still happen, and we'll see from that point onwards. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe for more content, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.